Welcome to my design project, The Music of Memory, Encouraging Emotional Expression Through Gaming. This project was aligned with the field of effective computing and asked the question of whether it's possible to create a true music of memory. That means a music that might be as unique to each of us as a fingerprint. The idea here is that I wanted to encourage emotional expression from users, allowing them to have more nuance in the ways they expressed emotions. I wondered if there were some memories they would listen to repeatedly and others they would want to avoid. My questions were about the role of emotions in memory and recognizing the importance of emotional reminiscing, or remembering life events in a detailed and emotionally driven way. We know that this gives users more empathy, more well-being, and a sense of authenticity. Drawing from the research, I focused on the idea of welcoming all emotions and learning to label one's feelings. I thought about taking a playful and creative approach to memory and the need to regulate one's emotions. Drawing from my work as a speech-language pathologist, I was considering patients with aphasia who have difficulty speaking but are moved by music, as well as children with language disorders who may struggle to name certain emotions. I also think about patients with Alzheimer's, but more generally, just kids, parents, and busy professionals who don't communicate much about emotions. I was also inspired by my own interest in music, considering what the sound of an emotion word might be like, and if making sounds from words could help in empathy and creating shared experiences. I realized that most video games don't focus on emotions, so I thought this was a niche I could expand. The goals of the project were to translate emotion words into pitches and visual effects, blending the sounds of emotion words into a single tone, considering that we can feel more than one thing at one time. I wanted to support users in using a variety of emotion words and offering a word bank for users who had weaker language skills. Here are some of my first iterations. I first considered just simply how we can match words to pitches. So I thought about higher pitches being linked to more intense emotions and lower pitches to less intense or lower or more negative feelings. I also experimented with visuals and sound mappings. For example, in the first one, the central ball was oscillating depending on the pitch. So higher oscillations would mean, again, more of those intense or angry emotions. I then experimented with visuals as well. So in the second example, a ball is appearing with each emotion word, and the color screen will change. So lighter would go for happier emotions and darker for sadder ones. I also experimented with introductions and interfaces. I thought about creating a memory book and having each of the pieces flow into the memory book. And I wanted to add a goal so that the user would feel motivated to do it again. So I thought about more specific directions, some type of goal or celebration at the end. I wondered about how many emotions might be a good goal, what a satisfying endpoint would be, and how we could average more than one emotion, so emphasizing that role again of mixed emotions. I decided to include a word bank, more specific language, encouragement for the users, and a goal of 7 words. The final result was an interactive game, which I will play for you now.